We've got Scott here today. We're going to ask him about his weaknesses.
Cold weather.
No, that's not the reason why we got to hear Scott, but it's a great opportunity. Scott has begun a new position in the Uniting Church in January. So is it called Presbytery Minister Administration?
Well, it's sort of called that. Good morning, everyone. It's called Presbytery Minister Administrative Leadership and Mission Strategy. I know, that's why I took the role. It was a very impressive title. I thought any title like that's got to be worth the effort. So,
good.
Yeah, so it covers the governance and also where the church is going.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
To the Presbytery. Welcome to Warrnambool officially, Scott.
Thank you.
Great to have you here today. You're going to have to get to know Philip Liebelt over here. He was in a similar position in Gippsland.
Ah, right.
Presbytery Minister. So there's a wealth of information around the place.
Indeed.
And as Scott knows, we have a new operations coordinator here in the Hopkins region. Karina just started when I was away on holiday. That was a plot, wasn't it? But I've just got to meet her this week again. So we're looking forward to finding out more about Karina as well and commissioning Karina. So you're going to be a big help.
Hope so.
Karina there too, Scott.
Yes.
Uniting Church. What's called you to be in the Uniting Church?
That's a really good question. Well, for most people here who have not met me, I grew up in the Pentecostal church. Happy Clappies, as we used to call ourselves, or God Botherers, as other denominations used to call us. I then spent some time with the Churches of Christ, quite a number of years, where I was working as an executive minister of operations for kind of what your new person is doing.
Yep.
And then 7 years ago, we bought property in Ararat. Decided we'd move to Western Victoria. Well, we wanted to move to Western Victoria. My family came from Pomona, and always had this affiliation with coming back into the region, although I'd always lived in Melbourne. So bought a property up there. I was working for the education department, and then was asked to, would I be interested in taking on 21 regional schools in regional Vic around the Ararat Grampians region. So I said, love to. And then the minister of the Stawell Uniting Church, who we started attending there some 7 years ago, was Susan Pearce.
Oh, yeah.
You probably remember Susan.
Yep, yep.
And she says to me, I'm sure God's brought you here for a reason other than just for the education department. And I said, well, I'm sure we'll find that out in due course. And last year I was at one of the many meetings that were happening around Western Victoria about the church and buildings and properties and all sorts of carry on. And I went to one of those, and I listened to what they were talking about, and I actually shared some of my experience as an operations manager within both the Christian church sector as well as the public sector and things like that. And then I had a tap on the shoulder, shall we say.
Yep.
And they said, oh, you should come and work for the Uniting Church. And I laughed. I said, I'm a public servant. I don't work. We just attend and get money. But I said, no, that's not true. We do work very hard. Some of us work quite hard. And then I said, look, I'm quite happy where I am, thank you. And 3 months later, I had Graham Sutton on the phone, I had Margaret Arthur on the phone, and then Trevor Bassett on the phone. I think there's a bit of a conspiracy going on here. So I said, look, I'll give you a couple of months last year, supply. And I said, because I didn't know what supply was. So I said, I'll give you 2 months. I'll take 3 months leave from work, and I'll give you 2 months at Presbytery. So I did the 2 months, which were very educational, shall we say.
Yes.
And then I came back. I took a month off in January, went overseas, came back, and thought, you know what, this is where I need to be.
Isn't it amazing how God works and brings people together just at the right time?
Correct.
We are very blessed to have you here, Scott.
I think I would say I'm very blessed to be in the role. So there we go. And it's great to be here at Warrnambool.
And you're working with Robert Dowell from Port Fairy.
Port Fairy,
who's
correct.
The chair of the Presbytery Admin Committee.
Admin Committee, correct, yes.
So all of these connections, all these wonderful things. You worked with Telstra, you're in change management.
Yes.
There's all sorts of things. You've got a bit of a bent for fixing things, haven't you?
That would be my thing, yes.
We had a bit of a joke about this on Wednesday. Remember Christopher Pine?
Yeah.
I fix things. I'm a fixer.
That's right.
Things. And so here is Scott fixing the organ, helping out here, but also helping out our property committee. You had a meeting with us, you and Bronwyn Ballasty, who you work with.
Yes.
About how to help with the shops, getting the leases worked out and working out with Synod and how to do things in the right order.
Yes.
But you've got a lot to learn, I'd imagine, about the Uniting Church too, and the right order of...
That would be a very fair point. My role is to be very much work with Synod That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it, people? And with the churches and trying to get a level playing field so that everybody works collaboratively. One of the things that I found fascinating, someone said to me, you'll find the bureaucracy of the Uniting Church quite amazing. And I said, have you worked for the public service? I said, you want to see bureaucracy? And I said the similarities, my friends, are very, very similar. There's a lot of bureaucracy with the Uniting Church as much as there is with the public sector, so fine with that.
And it helps to do things in the right way, in the right order, because it ends up being more efficient anyway. So
yes.
We're learning a lot. You've been a great help already to us, Scott, and a great encouragement.
My pleasure.
Thank you for being here yesterday and today.
That's fine.
We look forward to the future, and we pray for God's blessing upon you, sir.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Thank you for your blessing to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.